There are three components in this video processing system, other than Wirecast, which is where the videos all come together and then are mixed to be sent out online. The first component is the camera itself, and there's a camera behind that third upright on the side wall. There's a camera here. This is called the center cam. This one kind of shoots straight at the stage. So two cameras. There is a joystick controller that when we're finished, we'll be able to control the pan, tilt, and zoom of both cameras. And then there's a computer interface. Could be this computer here. I've got my laptop connected to the cameras already, so I can use that as a demonstration. But you can do the same thing from this computer, because again, it's all on the same network. Let's start with this joystick control. I'm going to sit down here, and you notice that there are 4 camera buttons, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Well, you have 2 cameras, right? Camera 1 is this center camera here. Camera 2 is the side camera, okay? Now, I'm going to bring up the network view. So I'm going to connect to the IP address of camera 1, which is address 201 on your subnet. Okay, and this brings up the interface, admin. Right now, we're defaulting to the default password and ID. It uses, you'll notice that there's a little Adobe Flash button up here. For now, it's using Adobe Flash, and it has to be enabled so that you can bring up the view from the camera onto your screen, on your computer screen. And you'll notice that there are some pan, tilt, and zoom buttons here that allows you to control the movement of the camera from the online interface, right? There are presets. Preset 0 is where we want those cameras to be. This button in the middle is the home button. If you push that, that is the camera all the way back and centered, right? But clearly that's not the image that you want to see. So if you select preset 0 and hit the triangle, it will set the camera to the proper camera angle. And preset 0 is the position that the camera, after it initializes, will always revert to. You can change preset 0 pretty easily through the web interface. I'm going to set preset 5. See, you can have multiple presets, right? If you want different camera angles, there are lots of presets that you could choose from. But I'm going to choose preset 5. And I'm going to move the camera back, or no, that's up, sorry. I'm going to move it to the side. And by the way, this knob here adjusts the speed of the pan, tilt, and zoom movements. You notice now it moves a lot slower. Whereas if I put it at 100, look at how much faster it moves. So I'm going to set this angle to preset 5. So there's a pencil, and you notice the pop-up box says set. So I'm going to click on that pencil, And now preset 5 is set. And I'm gonna go back to a home position, right, with the circle in the middle. And I'm gonna hit the triangle here for preset 5, and it's gonna take me to preset 5. One of the cool things about these cameras is the number of preset positions that you can define, right? Okay, so this is camera 1. Camera 2 is similar. Okay, now I'm logging into camera 2. Again, admin, log in. Got to enable flash. So now this, we're talking to camera 2, and we're controlling camera 2, which is the side camera, the one that you can't see from here. I'm going to hit the home position here. And this is the camera now pointing straight ahead from its mounting bracket and zoomed all the way back. I'm going to go to preset 0. I'm going to hit the triangle button, the run button, and it's going to take me to that center position. And that should be, unless you guys want to adjust it, that should be the position that the camera is in for the majority of your Sunday services. With the remote control, you just hit the button that corresponds to the preset and the camera goes there, right? So 3 ways to control the camera. 1, the web interface. 2, the joystick control. 3, the remote control. And with the infrared receivers sitting there in the corner, you just point the remote at the receivers. It goes to both cameras. You select the camera that you want with the button on the remote, camera 1, camera 2, right? And then you make the adjustments. So once you make the changes with the remote, you can then go online. You can do it with the remote too, but I have to look up how to do that. But you can go online and you can define a preset, right? Preset 1 through 255. And that preset, when you click on the set or the pencil icon, becomes one of your presets. And then, let's say I go to my home position from this camera and I hit the button number 5. With the remote, it goes to the preset that I just defined.
How do you do all of this with this?
Well, let's talk about that. So the joystick allows you to control up to 256 cameras, right? The first 4 appear on these buttons here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And these buttons control individual cameras. So I told you camera 1 is the center camera. Camera 2 is the side camera. This would be camera 1 on the screen. And now with the joystick, you can pan, tilt, and zoom up, down. So you have to get used to that, right? That up on the joystick is forward, down on the joystick is back, right? If you twist it, it zooms in. Oops. Okay, now it's got its focus, autofocus, up, up. If I twist it, counterclockwise zooms out, clockwise zooms in, right? Let's say I want this to be one of my presets. Well, you can set presets also on the joystick controller. Preset 8 enter just took the current position of the camera and turned it into preset number 8. So if I push with the remote, oops, let me say that I want to go to the home position here from the web interface, right? And with the remote, I push 8. There we go. Good catch. So you see that all 3 can be used to control the camera, right? And they're interactive, right? Then, once I've created a preset, let's say I want to call preset 0, enter. That takes me to preset 0. Call is the command, 8, enter. So call button to select the preset. Call.
Take it home again.
Well, I'm going to take call preset 0, enter. And that puts it to the default position when the camera completes initialization after power up. That's the position that it will go to. And then if I say call 8, enter, it'll take me to my preset 8 position. Make sense?
Awesome.
And you can do the same thing here. I can go to preset 8, right? Go back to the home position, which is different from preset 0. And now if I hit the triangle with preset 8 selected, it will take me to preset 8. You'll find that there are favorite camera positions that you have in the course of services, and by having the presets defined, it makes it very much faster to make camera adjustments. This is how to set a preset from the joystick controller. Let's move the camera position to some strange angle. We'll zoom out. Maybe we want to have a preset that looks at the doorway. There we go. There we go. So, and we're going to call this preset 9. So I push the preset button. 9 is the number, and then I press the enter key. And so now preset 9 is set. And if I call 0, enter, that takes us to preset 0. Now I'm going to call up preset 9, enter, and that takes us to our doorway shot. So this is how to call up an existing preset. I'm going to call up preset 0. I'm going to press the call button. I'm going to press 0, and I'm going to press the enter button, and that will automatically call up preset 0. I'm going to call up preset number 9, which is the doorway shot, by pressing call 9 and enter. And that will bring up the preset for the doorway shot. How do I operate this thing? This joystick actually talks to the cameras, so you can adjust the white balance up here. You can change, this is an important one, the PTZ, the speed, right, can be reduced, can be increased, or decreased, right? And you notice it pops up here. So this is the slowest possible speed, and you'll notice that as we move it now, I can move the stick quite a bit and it is very slow. If I turn it clockwise and increase the speed, you'll notice it moves a lot faster. So the PTZ speed, the pan, tilt, and zoom speed can be set with this knob here at the upper right hand corner of the you can also control, again on the camera, whether the focus is manual. You notice I'm changing the focus now, and the camera is getting fuzzy, right? Because I'm now in manual mode, right? Setting the focus, right? I can also change the iris setting on the camera, which dictates the amount of light that I let in, right? If I want to brighten my shot, I can open the iris with this button here. Now you notice once I turn these knobs, these green buttons lit up. And that is because I'm now in manual focus, manual aperture control, right? When I push the autofocus button, the light goes out and the camera reverts to automatic focus. If I push the AE auto button, it reverts to automatic aperture control, right? So all those changes that I just made went away as soon as I pushed the button and made the light go out. There are 2 function keys that can be programmed for special purposes. Home takes the camera to the home position. You remember, let's see. So we're looking at camera 1 here. Remember the center button here, right? That's the home position. Well, this key does the same thing, right? So if I do a call 0 enter, that takes me to the preset 0, which is where the camera will be when it first wakes up. White balance control, you can change the white balance of the camera. It works similar to the focus and iris control, right? You can change the white balance by adjusting the red and blue, right? And when I do that, the white balance mode button comes on, which means I'm now in manual white balance control. If I push that button, I go back to auto. The configuration menu is through the setup. You move up and down in the menu with the joystick. You move the selection by moving the joystick left and right. We're going to leave it at on VIF right now. You select it by pushing the button at the top or by pushing the enter button. And you notice when I did that, I left setup mode, right? So I would have to go back to setup, go back down, right? There's my IP address. I'm gonna hit escape, takes you out of wherever you are, and enter is how you select an entry in the menu.
How to turn it on?
Okay, that's a good question. So there's a power button here at the very back. I don't want to put too much strain on this. So you flip it down, powers it off, you flip it up, and it will go through its initialization. That's a good point though. The cameras are powered on over the network. They do not have a power cord. So,
are they powered on when this is turned on?
No, they're powered on when they have power from this network switch here. This network switch has something called PoE, Power over Ethernet. So when you plug in the network cable to that camera, it now has power. If you unplug it from the switch, it will lose power.
That's important. Yeah.
You can also power the camera off with the remote control.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
When this is powered on and you have internet, everything goes back to the original settings?
Not the original.
Or does it go back to where I left it off?
Where you left it off. Hi, my name is Sid Miles. I'm with Brebrotech Incorporated. Brebrotech represents the brightest and broadest of AV technologies in the Tampa Bay area. My phone number is 813-468-7229. Our website is www.bribrotech.com. And we are in the business of helping churches to be the best they can be at a reasonable cost in audiovisual technologies.